Hi everyone, welcome to your daily sadhana. This is Caiti. I use she, her pronouns. And today we're going to work towards a sequence building us up to side crow. So if it is something that is particularly already in your practice, awesome, welcome in. You can play around as much as you want. And if it's something you're continuing to work towards, these will be really good building blocks to access the deep twist that we have to do, the deep outer hip opening that we have to get done. And then a lot of that core work and stabilization, as well as the chest engagement, we'll work through all of that together. And these are little pieces and little tools that you can take with you as many times as you want and continue to practice this along the way. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. You are more than welcome to always have a block or a pillow or a bolster or whatever it is that's accessible to you. I usually will sit on a block just so that my hips begin to naturally open. If you're anything like me, your hips are naturally tight like mine, and so anything that I can do to immediately soften is usually where I'll go. Once you arrive in whatever your comfortable seat looks like, place your palms to face down onto your thighs to ground, or turn your palms to face up to receive a little bit more energy. And soften your shoulders away from your ears. Create this space in the back of your neck, throughout your head and in your mind. And create space between your thoughts so that you can be clear enough to hear them, receive them, the ones that are true anyway. And then let everything else just pass by. And clear the pathway for your breath. Take a big inhale. And an open mouth exhale. One more as you breathe in, fill up. Then breathe out. You're welcome to seal your lips and start to breathe in and out of your nose, conjuring up your Ujjayi breath. It's a breath in and out of your nose exclusively designed to heat yourself from the inside out, and designed to be a breath that is audible enough to keep you rooted and present in the moments and the postures at hand. Use it as you need to. Release excess anything with open mouth exhales as you want to. We'll stay here for just one more breath in. And one more breath out. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. Simply reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, side body stretch to the right side, set your right palm down, and then reach your left fingertips up and over. Keep the left shoulder away from your ear so your side body gets all the length it possibly can, up and even including the space between your ear and the top of your shoulder. And then your inhale, come back through center, reach up. And then over to the left side, your left fingertips palm the ground, and then right hand reaches up and over. Make sure that your palm is still facing the ground as it reaches overhead. It'll keep your shoulder nice and neutral. And breath in. Push the right hip down and reach more on the breath out. And take an inhale, reach up. This time we'll take a twist towards the right. So left hand to the outside of your right thigh, right hand behind you, almost like it's a second spine. Reach the crown of the head up. And then start to activate through your core to twist more rather than really pulling and leveraging the hand to thigh connection. Unleash and reach back up overhead, extend to the sides. Then as you exhale, find your twist over towards the left side, right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Same thing here, that little push against your thigh is awesome. And activate through the obliques to twist just a little further without even using your hands. Breathe in, reach up. And then as you exhale, go ahead and find a deeper seat. So if there's anything underneath you, go ahead and move that out of the way. And then come to your sits bones. I'm going to flip to the side so you can see what we're doing here. We're going to activate the core pretty early. So we'll head into a boat pose. So I want you to sink back onto that fleshier part of the top of your glutes and towards your tailbone. Your heels can be down on the ground and anchored, knees are bent, and then the chest will lean back. So we're trying to make a V formation from our thighs all the way up to our shoulders. Your hands can be at your heart center. Pull the chest up and snuggle the shoulder blades back. Think about tightening your belly button all the way to meet your spine so everything hugs in really, really tightly. Cool. Now, on your breath in, I want you to extend your right leg long. Your left heel will stay down onto the ground. And then as you exhale, tap left elbow to right knee, really trying to get your chest to come parallel to the long edge of your mat. Now on the inhale, we'll extend back, lean a little further, and exhale, give it a twist. We'll do a few more. Breathe in, find length, and exhale, find your twist. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, find some more length, and exhale, find a deeper twist. Connect elbow to thigh and push them together for 3. Keep pushing for 2. And on 1, slowly release. Sit up, maybe fold forward. I know my lower back does a little bit extra work in that particular posture, so give yourself a moment. And then when you're ready, come back up to your boat pose, anchored, heels down, lean back. Right leg's gonna stay exactly as it is. Push your left heel forward like you're kind of stamping through the wall in front of you. Lean back, find your breath in. And as you exhale, right elbow, left thigh, give it a tap, twist to the left side of your room. On your inhale, find length. And exhale, we'll take a twist. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in, create some space. Exhale to twist, using the core only. 2 more, breathe in. And exhale, give it a tap. Last one, breathe in, find space. And then exhale, connect elbow to thigh, push them together for 3. And for 2. And on 1, slowly release. Maybe butterfly the legs out and fold forward. Awesome job. Roll up, take your knees out from underneath you, and then we'll meet in a tabletop position. On your inhale, cow pose. This should feel really good. Stretch out through the muscles you've just worked. Belly gets soft, upper back muscles get a little bit stronger. Exhale for cat pose, round and curl. I want you to push the floor away from you and then strengthen the muscles under your collarbones. Inhale for cow pose, soften the belly, lift the chest. And exhale for cat, round, curl, and push. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, find a little space. Then exhale, round and curl, find the strength. Neutral tabletop will take you to your inhale. Tuck your toes, please. And then downward facing dog will lift the hips. Send your hips up and back. Start to move yourself around a little bit. We'll do a little bit more core work and a little bit more opening here in just a moment. So keep the ears on, and then I promise we'll flow breath to movement and get a little heat built before we even attempt our side crow. When you're ready, reach your right leg high to the sky for me, please. 3-legged downward facing dog. Punch your right heel through the ceiling. Keep your hips level towards the floor like you've got headlights on either hip. Breath in. Exhale, twist your cheetah. Take your right knee to your left tricep. Push high up on the ball mound of your back foot and try to give your left elbow a tap. Now, inhale, figure 4 downward facing dog. Cross the right ankle on top of your left thigh. I want you to push into your right hand and then turn your left heel so that your foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. We're going to come into almost a crouching side plank. So that's what we'll call it as we start to move. Our crouching side plank is designed to open the outer hips because as we twist, this muscle, this side piece, has to get really, really long, even for us to access that. So push the hips back, pull the heart open, take a breath in. And as you exhale, cheetah. So plant the left palm high up on your back toes. Knee comes directly into your chest. Gently set your right knee down, please. Inhale, kneeling side plank. Reach the left hand up and overhead. Reach up, breathe in. As you exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. So left elbow, left knee, squeeze in really, really tightly. Now ears open. Inhale, gate pose. Set the left foot down. Reach the right fingertips up and away, almost like you're doing a reverse warrior. So the left hand's gonna glide down your left leg. Right hand reaches up and over. Take a breath in. Now as you exhale, hands behind the head, we're gonna lean just halfway forward. So think about your right side obliques almost trying to parallel themselves towards the floor, fingertips behind your head so that we have a little bit more openness on either side of the body. Push into the outer blade of your left foot. This is gonna help anchor us here and then also start to engage the inner thighs, which we will also, of course, need later. Take a breath in, lift the chest. As you exhale, twist towards the floor. So keep the lower half the same, twist the chest towards the ground. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to open. And exhale to find a twist. Inhale to open. And then exhale to find a twist. This time on your inhale, right back to that gate pose. Left hand goes down, right hand goes up. And exhale right back to the cheetah. So plant your palms, pull your right knee in towards your chest, high up on your left toes. Step the right foot through, drop the back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Reach the fingertips all the way up. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, open twist to the right. Right hand reaches behind you, your left hand charges forward. So that's what we were talking about in the very beginning. Our hands don't have leverage, so we have to use the obliques to twist towards the right side of the space. Press into the inside edges of both feet. Hug the inner thighs together, even though they're not touching, I know. And then turn your chest towards the right side. Inhale, exalted warrior. Right hand reaches for your back leg. Left fingertips reach up. Melt the left hip forward. Reach the right hand high to the sky. Take a breath in. Tuck the back toes. And then exhale, forward, fold. Hands meet the ground. Then left foot meets right. Inhale, roll up to stand. Mountain pose. Reach the fingertips tall. Breath in. Exhale, forward, fold all the way back down. The halfway lift, please. Exhale, palm the mat, step back, and find your high plank position. From your high plank, gently drop the knees down. So we're not necessarily in a tabletop. We're still in that shifted forward high plank position. And then we'll take 3 chaturanga push-ups together. We're shifted forward. I want you to lower halfway down, elbows pinned to the ribs. Press up, and we'll lower down. Press up, I'm right here with you. And lower down. This time, inhale, upward facing dog. Pull the heart forward. Press to the tops of your feet to lift your knees. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll lift the hips. Breathe in. And breathe out. As a reminder, stay exactly where you are on your mat. I simply change direction so that you can see me at all times. On your inhale, 3-legged downward facing dog. Reach your left heel high this time. Point all 5 of your left toes down towards the ground. Kick the heel higher. Breathe in. Exhale, twisted cheetah. Left knee to right tricep. Come high up on your right toes. On your inhale, down dog, figure 4. Left ankle over the right thigh. Push your hips up and back. And then I want you to spin your back foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Come into your crouching side plank. The figure 4 will start to get deeper. We'll start to stretch the outside of the left hip. Breathe in. Exhale, cheetah. Plant the right palm. Pull the left knee back into your chest. Inhale for kneeling side plank. Set the left shin down and kickstand open. Reach the right palm up and overhead. Breathe in. Then exhale, crunch elbow to knee, right elbow, connect together. Inhale for gate pose, right foot sets down, left fingertips sweep across the ceiling and reach towards your back foot, your right foot. And then your right hand is just there to let it guide you. And breathe in. As you exhale, hands behind the head, we'll lean just that halfway forward. Really push into the pinky toe side of your right foot. This is how we're gonna stay anchored on the right side so that we kind of just feel like we're floating on the left side. Breathe in, hands behind the head, and breathe out, twist towards the ground. Inhale to open, and exhale to close. Last one. Breathe in, feel it open. Breathe out, find your twist. Inhale for gate pose, right hand on the right leg, left hand sweeps up and back. And then back to cheetah. Plant the palms, pull the left thigh into your chest, high up on your right toes. Step the left foot forward, please. Inhale, Anjaneyasana or low crescent lunge. Drop the back knee and then lift the chest and the arms. Melt the hips forward and then exhale, open twist to the left. Reach your left fingertips behind you, right hand reaches. Same from the first side. Engage through the obliques to twist without the leverage of the hands. Crown of the head still reaches high. Inhale, exalted warrior, left hand towards your back leg, right hand towards the sky. Melt the hips down and forward and take a breath in. Tuck your back toes, please. Forward fold. Plant the palms first, then right foot meets the left. Inhale for mountain. Roll up, rise up, hands to the sky. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, forward fold. Dive it all the way down. Beautiful. Once you're down here, we'll take a ragdoll. Separate your feet out nice and wide. Bend your knees as much as you can. And relax the crown of your head down towards the ground. A good opportunity for you to make some space. You might want to bind at your arms. You want to let your hands hang heavy. And almost act like the crown of your head is what's being pulled through down towards the ground. You've moved a lot. You've done a lot already. And so take inventory of what you've done, what the tools are that you now have, and how you want to move forward with them. Side crow will be available. It does not mean you have to take it, but it does mean that you will have the tools to get there if and when you choose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release your palms if you took any bind at all. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull the chest parallel towards the ground. Lift halfway away. Exhale, palm the mat, high plank position. Step back to your high plank. And then drop down to your knees. So we're still in the kneeling high plank rather than a tabletop. The 3 chaturanga push-ups. Breathe in, shift forward. And exhale, lower halfway. Elbows pin in. Give me 2 more. Press away. And then lower halfway. Push up. Last one to lower down, please. And then inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Pull the knees up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. All right, just as promised, let's move a little bit. Take a look forward, please. And then exhale, hop, step, or float, forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Then a forward fold. Inhale for mountain, roll up and rise up, hands to the sky. Exhale, chair twist to the right, sink the hips back, reach the right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale back to mountain, just gonna sweep the arms. Exhale, open twist to the left in your chair, sink your hips back, left hand back. Inhale back through center, come all the way tall. Then swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, please. Palm the mat, step back, high plank to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Option to always drop to the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more, look forward. Travel, forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Your breath, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, chair open, twist to the right, sink the hips back. And inhale, mountain, rise up. And exhale, chair twist to the left. Back through center, we've got it. And exhale, forward fold, melt to the ground. Halfway lift, make space for yourself. High plank to low plank, or your journey to a downward facing dog. It always looks different for all of us all the time. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Last time, look forward, please. And then travel, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway up, we breathe in. Then all the way down, we breathe out. Rise up, mountain, inhale. Chair, open twist to the right on the exhale. Back through center, inhale, mountain. Chair, open twist to the left, breathe out. Inhale for center. Then exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, palm the mat, step back, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing on the inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in where you are. Then take a breath out. One more round, breathe in. Then breathe out. Team, when you're ready, we'll move on. Reach your right leg high to the sky, please. Three-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, step the right foot between your palms. Keep your left hand down. Inhale, revolve side angle or a low lunge twist. Right palm reaches up towards the sky, and the back knee pulls off of the ground. Punch the back of your knee towards the ceiling. Draw the right hip back so that the torso gets longer. Breathe in. And as you exhale, pyramid pose, or modified pyramid pose rather, as you fold forward on the breath out. Steady breath in. And a steady breath out. And one more to find length in the chest, high up on the back toes. And one more to fold just a little more. Inhale for Anjaneyasana, drop the back knee, reach the fingertips up overhead. I want you to keep the back toes tucked for this one, please. As you exhale, push forward off the right foot, warrior three, maybe grounded or flying. Pull the left heel up towards the ceiling by strengthening through the left glute. And then pull the chest forward, breathe in. Stay there on the breath out. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Take a big step back and then reach the fingertips up overhead. Now, for our crescent stance, high up on the back toes, maybe a soft bend in the back knee, just to make sure that the hip flexor gets to open. Reach the hands high on your breath in, and hands to heart on your breath out. Inhale, shift the torso forward, but pull the right hip back in space. This way we have a little bit of length. Exhale, revolved crescent to the right. Send your left tricep to the outside of your right thigh. So this is kind of what we were doing earlier in our boat pose twists, the knee to thigh connection, and then palms pressed together. And this is where I want you to really push through your chest muscles to keep your palms pressed together as much as you can. Now I want you to keep the twist. Take a look forward, look at your right toes. Breathe in. Exhale, chair twist, left foot meets right, and we'll sink down into our chair twist for the first time. Check and make sure that the knees and toes are in line with one another. So that means that hips are in line. Just little tiny self cues. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale for mountain pose. Unravel, stand tall, breathe in. Ooh, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, create some space. Step back, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, team, reach your left heel high, three-legged down dog. And exhale, step the left foot in between your palms. Keep your right hand down. Inhale, revolved side angle, reach the left palm high. Always an option to have a block underneath your right hand. It's gonna bring the floor just a little closer to you. Breathe in. Exhale, modified pyramid. Option to have both blocks here. High up on your back toes and straighten-ish through the front leg. Our legs don't have to be pinned straight. To be a micro bend at least, if not more, in the front leg. Hinge from your hips and pull your collarbones towards your shins, and then find a little depth on the fold. Drop down to your back knee, please. Inhale, Anjaneyasana or low crescent lunge. We'll keep the back toes tucked for momentum and push. Exhale, warrior three, grounded or flying. Now I want a little bit of that pressure put into the left heel so that we have just a little more power in the legs, because the chair pose we need to hold for a minute. That's where we'll get that power from. Take a big step back, please. High crescent lunge. Reach the hands up overhead. And hands to your heart center. Shift the torso forward first. Then exhale, revolved crescent. Press the palms together. Push the right tricep into your left knee and push your left knee right back into it. So we have that simultaneous push, and then same thing with your palms. Push them together. Take a look forward, and then step the right foot forward for your chair twist. Sink a little lower into the hips, and push the feet and the knees together. Now, chair can always be done with feet hip-width distance apart, but when you twist, if your knees are together, you twist a little bit less than you have to. On your inhale, mountain pose, reach the hands up overhead, big breath in. And then a forward fold on the breath out. Halfway lift, create some space. Exhale, palm the mat, please. High plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Then downward facing dog. All right, let's do it a couple more times, and then we'll really play around with the side crow. We'll break it down, and then we'll stretch it out. Reach the right leg high, please. Breathe in. Exhale, step through, right foot between the palms. Inhale, revolve, side angle, right hand high. And exhale, modified pyramid pose, straighten the right leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, drop the back knee, reach the hands up. Exhale, warrior three, maybe the hands reach back. Inhale, high crescent lunge, step back and then reach the hands up. Exhale, revolved crescent, hands through heart center, drop the elbow to the thigh. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step forward, chair twist. Breathe in for mountain pose, reach up. And breathe out to fold. Halfway lift. Palm the mat, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward facing. Then exhale for downward facing dog. Beautiful. Reach your left leg high, please. 3-point. Exhale, step all the way through. Inhale, revolve side angle, sweep the left hand up. And exhale, modified pyramid, straighten the left leg. Drop your back knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior three, push off the back toes, fly forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge, step back, then lift the arms. Exhale, revolved crescent, hands through heart center, and then look forward. And then step forward, chair twist. Inhale for mountain pose, unravel it all, loosen the low back. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Halfway lift, please. Palm the mat, high plank to low plank. Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Then Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. One more time on each side. 3-point, right leg high. Step all the way through, please. Inhale, revolved side angle, right hand high. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten and fold. Low crescent lunge, drop the back knee, lift the arms. Exhale, warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3, push forward. Inhale, high lunge, Chandrasana, step back, lift the chest. Exhale, revolved crescent, twist over to the right. Look forward, please. Exhale, revolved chair pose, sink the hips. Inhale for mountain, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Very last time, we got it. 3-point, reach the left toes high. Exhale, step through. Revolve side angle, left palm lifts. Exhale, modified pyramid pose, straighten the left leg. Anjaneyasana, drop the back knee. Reach the arms and the chest up. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 3, push forward, right heel lifts. Inhale, Chandrasana, high crescent lunge, step back, lift the arms. Revolved crescent lunge, twist to the left. Look forward. And take your chair twist as you exhale. Mountain pose, Urdhva Hastasana, reach. Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Ears open, please. Exhale, palm the mat, step back, drop down to your knees, tabletop position. Come to a seat, seated on your shins, or you can seat on your bum. Relax your eyes closed, pull your chest upright so that your head is above your heart. Take a moment to breathe. I know we've been moving, we've been cooking for sure. I'm absolutely sweating and breathing heavy with you. And so I want us to take a moment to catch our breath, catch up with our thoughts, catch up with the tools that we have in our arsenal, I promise, so that we can actually decide whether or not we want to move forward. Things I love about peak posture flows is A, we prepare ourselves to get there. We have an opportunity to try. And B, we have an opportunity for discernment. We have the tools, we've done the training, we've done the work. Not always does that mean that we want to continue moving forward. And so you have an opportunity to decide. Do I want to try? Or do I have the tools I need and I feel really good and complete? Not always does that one little tangible action or tangible result define all of the work that you've done up to get here. No, you've done the work. You have the tools, you've got this. And it won't leave you. So we'll break down the posture, we'll try it out, and then we'll do some side stretches and back bends just to get ourselves right back into center, and we'll close out our practice. So for side crow, the easiest way, I'm going to stop there. It's a fun posture. Not necessarily do I have the easiest way to get everywhere. However, for myself, chair twist is the place that I hear it the most cued in a class of like option for side crow. So great. But how do I do that? So we'll sink down into a chair twist, and I'll show you from a diagonal space first, is we'll take our chair twist, same thing that we did in our flow. Now, for me, I'm gonna start to plant my palms so that I can come down into a deeper seat. So now my heels and my glutes are almost connecting, but I'm high on my toes. Left palm and left tricep is connected to my right thigh. So these guys are pressed up together so that this can start to be the shelf that I'm gonna lean on. My triceps are gonna be the shelf that hold me up completely, okay? Left palm's down, right palm down. The right palm and the right elbow is the hardest part. So you can kind of see it's like chicken winging out over here. What I need to do is hug it and rotate it in, and then bend so that my tricep now is supporting the back of my right thigh, the outside of my right hip. So now I have two palms on the ground, and my entire thigh is being supported by the back of both of my arms. So that's gonna be our number one. And then, I know there's a crow class out there that Ben has taught, so give that a go too, because there's gonna be a lot of great tools in there as well. And I want you to look forward. Where you look is where you're gonna go. So we're not gonna check out the thumbs or the fingertips, because then we're gonna somersault. So I want you to look forward, keep looking forward. And then the left side oblique is gonna come into the mix. It's gonna have to pick up your bottom half and pulling your toes away from the floor. Now your face is gonna be pretty close to the floor. That's all right. A, less places to fall. And B, the perfect opportunity to plug a pillow right underneath there, so even if we do just kind of tap the floor, you're gonna be A-okay, I promise, okay? We're gonna try and cue it through the other side, and then I want you to give yourself some time. Maybe you pause the video, play around a little bit longer before you come into your cool down, but we can do this. So, left side. So I'll start in this kind of crouched position, almost like a little toe squat. So you can also come down to a toe squat and then decide to sweep all the way up and over to find the depth of your twist. Now my right tricep is supporting the outside of my left thigh closer to my knee, and then my right tricep, or my left tricep rather, is now supporting the outside of my left hip closer towards my bum. Planting through the palms and looking forward. I'm just gonna teeter forward. My toes are still on the ground still. Now, the outside obliques, the right side obliques, that's what I have to crunch, almost like that knee to elbow in our side plank. That's what we're thinking of to pull the toes off of the ground. And push into the ground, almost like you're gripping it with your fingertips. And so everything is nicely condensed. We're really hugging in. So knees, everything's bent, everything's crunched in, so that all of the body weight is really centralized and we're not kind of seesawing anywhere, because the more we lengthen, the more of a longer lever we have to play with. So if we keep everything really nice and tight and condensed, that way it'll be a little bit easier because our seesaw is only this long versus our seesaw being this long. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome to pause the video, keep trying this out. And if you're like, I didn't want to in the first place, or that's okay, I'm done, great. So am I. I'm very sweaty and very out of breath. And so we'll go ahead and just start to get some side stretches down, and we'll start to peel the inner thighs open because these have been doing a lot more than we've probably given ourselves credit for. So with that being said, take a seat. All right. We'll start with a Bakasana, with a butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees will go out wide. My encouragement here is that the feet are a little bit further away from the sits bones than they are close. The further away they are, the deeper we stretch into our inner thighs. Now you're welcome to grip your ankles, lift the chest if you have decided to lean forward, and then you can fold forward. Maybe your palms just rest onto your arches. The other option, if you want a little bit more push and press, is to take your forearms to the insides of your knees and just let them hang there or even give a little push. This is going to stretch your inner thighs a little bit more. Now what we're going to learn is that when we lengthen the outer hips, that means that we're engaging the inner thighs the entire time, because when we squeeze one side of the body, the other side naturally opens and vice versa. So now, just to make sure that we're, back to easy breezy, we want to make sure that we counterpose everything that we've worked and everything that we've done, which means inner thighs, a lot of side body stretches because we've been twisting and squeezing, and then maybe some back bends because your spine should be hopefully nice and open. Yeah. Breathe in. Give it one more little fold. Slowly take a breath in. Now I want you to keep your left leg in and then send your right leg diagonally to the side of your mat. Send it out nice and long. We'll take a side body stretch here, also known as Shirshasana. So the right hand goes down the right leg, and then reach your left fingertips up and over. You don't have to touch your toes. We're just reaching in that direction. So if you start to hear any cues like reach your fingertips towards your toes, know that we don't expect you to touch them. We're just giving directional, visual cueing. I'm very much a visual and a repetitive hands-on learner, so that's typically how I'll cue and how I'll move. So if you're the same, welcome. Reach the top hand a little bit further overhead as you push your left hip down into the floor just a little more. Breathe in and out. Gently bring your chest up. Place your left hand behind you. We'll move into stargazer. Push onto your left shin, and then your right toes will plant down. Push the hips forward. Reach the right hand back. Big breath in. And as you exhale, we'll find a seat. And gently, we'll just switch it out so the right leg comes in, the left leg goes diagonally long. Chest is proud, left hand on the left shin. Reach your right arm up and over, give it a side body stretch. Again, push the right hip down. That's going to be our anchor, our foundation. So if anything, we're creating a very firm foundation so that when we reach, we're reaching from a place of more like technicality and more stabilization. And that way all the reaching, all the extension is done in a way that really benefits you from top to bottom. And breathe in. And then out. Now, on your inhale, place your right hand behind you as you lift the chest up. Stargazers, push onto your right shin, your left toes, and then reach your left hand up behind you. Find length, create space, breath in. And exhale, we'll find a seat. Send your legs out long in front of you and then slowly come all the way down to your back for me, please. And as you make your way down to your back, plant the soles of your feet down onto the ground. Pull them close towards your glutes. And if you know that you need a little bit more space and you take your chair pose pretty wide, I want you to put your feet closer to the outer edges of your mat. Press into your feet, palms by your sides, roll up into bridge pose on your inhale. And then continue to stay and breathe. Create a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. And push down through your heels. Maybe even lift your heels and push into your toes. Stay for 3. Open the hips and the heart for 2. And on 1, I want you to slowly lower and release down. Move the knees side to side. Give yourself a moment to breathe. And then let's take one more. Always an option for wheel. For wheel pose, you'd put your fingertips behind your shoulders and press into your hands and your feet. When you're ready, back bend of your choice. Inhale, lift the hips. Press the chest up and then towards the back of the room, creating a little bit more space through your shoulders and through your collarbones. We did a lot for the chest as well. So peel open, breathe in. And very slowly lower on the breath out. Gather your knees into your chest, take an intuitive squeeze, and then maybe you rock side to side, massaging the lower back and giving yourself that moment to really counter pose and hug in. You can stay right here, or happy baby might feel nice, so the soles of the feet would reach for the sky, and you can grab your ankles, maybe the back of your knees. You can grab the outer edges of your feet, of course. But I always want to make sure that we remind ourselves that just because we can doesn't mean we need to, and it doesn't mean we should. Do what feels good, not necessarily the furthest depth of everything we can do. I like to remind everybody that when we're in our practice, we're not necessarily seeking out our capacity. We're not seeking out what we're capable of doing. We know what we're capable of. We're strong-minded, we're strong-bodied, we're strong-willed, we're strong-spirited. There's no question. So how do we seek for preferences instead? How do we seek for what feels good right now? And understand that that might change as we continue our practice day after day. Doesn't mean we never push. It doesn't mean we never challenge. It just means we do it when the time is right. Gather your knees in towards your chest. And pull your nose up to meet your knees. And then very slowly melt to Shavasana. Extend everything out long. Use any possible prop that you have. Maybe a pillow underneath your head. Maybe a pillow underneath the back of each knee to support your low back. Maybe it's underneath your feet. And so there's a slight elevation. You might even be on your side or on your belly, just existing where you feel the most comfortable. 9 times out of 10, these poses are mindsets and mirrors and reflections of ourselves. The shape that it takes is probably the least important. And so be where you're comfortable. And let the rest just fall into place. Please stay here as long as you need and as long as you want. Keep the eyes closed. Keep the breath consistent and steady. Maintain the spaciousness in your thoughts, giving yourself time to really decide what's true and what's a narrative that's being created. What do we feel like we have to do, and what do we really want? Am I pushing to my capacity for the sake of others, or am I challenging for the sake of myself? Do I need something softer? Do I need to push up against the grain of society's way of moving anyway? None of these are questions we need to answer right now. And these are all just questions that our yoga practice will eventually help us ponder. Maybe never answer. But the svadhyaya, the self-study, that's what it's about. Continue to ponder, continue to be. And if you feel more compelled, you're welcome to journal. And if we need to move on with our day and journal later, start to flicker some movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe let your wrists and your ankles roll out. And acknowledge the work you've done, the tools you now have, and the decisions you now get to make. Somehow, some way, we will all meet together in a seat. If you're already seated, we'll meet you there. And if you're on your side, we'll meet you along the way. Then press up into your comfortable seat. And take a moment to acknowledge yourself. Your choice to be here, your choice to roll out your mat, your choice to be present. Knowing that those are the most important efforts. Guide your hands towards your heart center to honor what's in your heart. And then your hands towards your throat to honor the truth in which you speak and the truth in which you hear. And then your thumbs to your third eye for the clarity and the discernment within your thoughts. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. And we'll close practice with a bow forward. Thank you so much. I'll see you on your mat very, very soon. Thank you so much for being here.